Hello! Today we'll be talking about Girafarig, the first normal Psychic-type Pokémon. Its previous BYC dates are September 16th, 1996, July 8th, 1999, April 28th, 2002, February 16th, 2005, December 8th, 2007, September 28th, 2010, July 19th, 2013, May 9th, 2016, February 28th, 2019, and December 19th, 2021. I, like many people, know that this is one of the Pokémon that took the longest to get an evolution, tied with Dunsparce and Farfetch'd, with 7 generations between them. Although, for the latter, it's only a regional evolution. I love its palindrome name and its giraffe-like appearance. I've always found the fake head to be a fun feature and a particularly interesting way to differentiate it from its real-life counterpart. Anyway, let's get into the Bulbapedia article. Hello and welcome to the Bulbapedia section of the video. Today, we are talking about Girafarig, the long-neck Pokemon, whose number is 0 to 103. This is what it looks like. Its type is normal psychic. Because this is our first normal psychic type, I will point out the colors here. So it's got the normal inside and the psychic outside. Abilities, inner focus, or early bird. Sap Sipper is its hidden ability. Gender ratio is 50-50. Catch rate is 60, or 14.8%. Breeding is a group field, hatch time 20 cycles. Height is 4'11", or 1.5 meters. Weight is 91.5 pounds, or 41.5 kilograms. Base experience yield is 149 in Gen 2 through 4, and 159 in 5+. Leveling rate is medium fast. Heavy yield is 2, and special attack. Shape is that, footprint is that. Pokedex color is yellow, and base friendship is 70. Girafarig is a dual-type normal psychic Pokemon introduced in Gen 2. Evolves into Farfetch'd when leveled up while knowing Twin Beam. Biology: Girafarig is a cloven-hooved, quadrupedal giraffin Pokemon with a long neck. There is a white blaze on its muzzle, which ends in a round pink nose. It has 2 ossicones with bulbous tips on top of its head. Its front half is yellow with brown spots, while its back half is brown with yellow spots. The brown section on female Girafarig is smaller than that of the male. There are many triangular pink spikes along its back. Girafarig lives in savannas and grasslands where it feeds on the plant life. Girafarig's tail possesses a head of its own. The tail's head has yellow eyes, a mouth full of sharp teeth, and a small brain. However, this head is incapable of independent thinking and relies on outside stimuli such as smell to guide its actions. If the tail smells something alluring, it will bite. The tail often mimics the head during feeding and is able to warn the Pokemon of danger if it is sleeping. The tail head can also unleash psychic powers. Girafarig and its evolved form, Farigiraf, are the only known Pokemon capable of learning the move Twin Beam. Evolution: Girafarig evolves into Farigiraf. So I got Girafarig, Farigiraf. Game data, Pokedex entries. In Gen 2 and Gold, its tail has a small brain of its own. Beware, if you get close, it may react to your scent and bite. Silver, its tail, which also contains a small brain, may bite on its own if it notices an alluring smell. Crystal, when it is in danger, its tail uses some sort of mysterious powers to drive away the enemy. For Stadium 2, if you have Pokemon Red, Silver, or Crystal inserted, get the Gold entry, but if you have Pokemon Blue, Gold, or Yellow inserted, get the Silver entry. In Gen 3 and Ruby, Girafarig's rear head also has a brain, but it is small. The rear head attacks in response to smells and sounds. Approaching this Pokemon from behind can cause the rear head to suddenly lash out and bite. Sapphire, Girafarig's rear head contains a tiny brain that is too small for thinking. However, the rear head doesn't need to sleep, so it can keep watch over its surroundings 24 hours a day. Emerald, Girafarig is a herbivore. It eats grass and tree shoots. While it is eating, its tail makes chewing and swallowing motions, as if it were also eating. Fire Red is the Silver entry, and Leaf Green is the Gold entry. In Gen 4 and Diamond, its tail also has a small brain. It bites to repel any foe trying to sneak up on it from behind. Pearl, while it sleeps, the head on its tail keeps watch. The tail doesn't need to sleep. Platinum, the head on its tail contains a small brain. It can instinctively fight, even while facing backward. Heart Gold and Soul Silver, their Gold and Silver counterparts. The Gen 5 Pokedex entries are Platinum's entry. In Gen 6, X is Pearl's entry. Y is the Gold entries and Leaf Green's entry. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire are basically Ruby and Sapphires, but Girafarig and Pokemon are now the correct casing. In Gen 8, Brilliant Diamond is very similar to Diamonds, but slightly different, so I'll read it. It has a separate small brain. The tail bites to repel any foe trying to sneak up on the Pokemon from behind. Shining Pearl's Pearl counterpart. In Gen 9 and Scarlet, though very small, the brain in its tail is considered an important organ because it emits powerful psychic energy. Violet, Girafarig's tail has a small head and instinctively bites at any foe that approaches the Pokemon from behind. Girafarig in the Paldea Pokedex. It's sleeping. It's at night. They're very cute. Then you've got Girafarig in the Blueberry Pokedex. So it's under the dough, and there's a few of them together. That's very nice. I like that. And you can see the mouth open, which is, I think, pretty much the only time we'll ever actually see the mouth open in this article. So that's fun. It's usually closed like it is here. Game locations, side game locations, held items in Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, Heart, Gold, Soul, Silver, Black 2, and White 2. You get the Persim Berry 5% of the time. Stats, base stats. HP 70, attack 80, defense 65, special attack 90, special defense 65, speed 85, for a total of 455. Pokeathlon stats. Type effectiveness, damage normally by normal, fighting, flying, poison, ground, rock, steel, fire, water, grass, electric, ice, dragon, and fairy. Weak to bug and dark for double, immune to ghost, resistant to psychic for half. Notes, if this Pokemon is given a ring target, the effectiveness of Ghost-type moves is double. If this Pokemon has Sap Sipper, the effectiveness of Grass-type moves is 0. For the former, Ghost would go from 0 to 2. For the latter, Grass would be 0 instead of 1. Learn set by leveling up. 1. Power Swap, Guard Swap, Astonish, Tackle, and Growl. 5 Confusion, 10 Assurance, 14 Stomp, 19 Psybeam, 23 Agility, 28 Double Hit, 32 Twin Beam, 37 Crunch, 41 Baton Pass, 46 Nasty Plot, and 50 Psychic. By TM, 1 Takedown, 4 Agility, 7 Protect, 12 Low Kick, 16 Psybeam, 17 Confuse Ray, 18 Thief, 20 Trailblaze, 23 Charge Beam, 25 Facade, 28 Bulldoze, 32 Swift, 41 Stored Power, 47 Endure, 49 Sunny Day, 50 Rain Dance, 54 Psyshock, 59 Zen Headbutt, 62 Foul Play, 63 Psychic Fangs, 66 Body Slam, 70 Sleep Talk, 77 Reflect, 75 Light Screen, 79 Dazzling Gleam, 81 Grass Knot, 82 Thunder Wave, 84 Stomping Tantrum, 85 Rest, 92 Imprison, 98 Skill Swap, 103 Substitute, 108 Crunch, 109 Trick, 114 Shadow Ball, 117 Hyper Voice, 119 Energy Ball, 120 Psychic, 126 Thunderbolt, 128 Amnesia, 129 Calm Mind, 130 Helping Hand, 132 Baton Pass, 138 Psychic Terrain, 140 Nasty Plot, 149 Earthquake, 152 Giga Impact, 161 Trick Room, 163 Hyper Beam, 166 Thunder, 171 Terra Blast, 178 Gravity, 186 High Horsepower, 191 Uproar, 203 Psych Up, 204 Double Edge, 205 Endeavor, 217 Future Sight, 218 Expanding Force, and 228 Psychic Noise. By breeding, Houndstone gives you Ally Switch. There's a note here. A wild terrestrialized Houndstone in South Province, Area 5 knows this move. So I guess it's that specific one. Beat Up from this group, Double Kick from this group, Future Sight from this group, Mean Look from this group. Glaceon gives you Mirror Coat. This group gives you Takedown, this group gives you Uproar, and this group gives you Wish. There's another note. A wild terrestrialized Vaporeon in Casaroya Lake, and a wild terrestrialized Leafeon in South Providence, Area 4, knows this move. So I guess those two specifically. Animated series only moves. Bite. It's a dark type from the episode. A full course tag battle. Side game data. You got all this. Pokemon Ranger, Shadows of Olmi in the browser entry. It attacks by launching Psychic Orbs and Psychic Shockwaves. Guardian Signs. It lets loose Psychic Orbs that make Pokemon buzzed. Got all this, yeah. Evolution data, Girafarig. Level up knowing Twin Beam. Fergaraf. Sprites, this is another one that's different between the Japan version and the international version. The difference is in the lines, so in the for the back sprite here, they are like connected in the back for this one, like connected to these edges, but they are like separate, like spots in the international version. And that's pretty good. I mean, the head's a lot larger. Almost looks like a chain shop at this point, and at least in this part. This one just looks like a creepy smile. The spots are a little bit different. There's only one yellow spot. at this point. The pink is not there yet. Yeah, I can see why it was labeled as many many pink spikes, because this didn't have like defined amount of spikes yet. These are all kind of it's ambiguous whether or not the knot horns, whatever these things are supposed to be, the nubs, are part of the thing, like if it's a separate part of its body, or if it's kind of just blends in. You can really see it blending in there. It looks like it's supposed to be yellow originally. The hooves are a little bit different, like it's kind of just white there. Yeah, you get the blue for the back sprite. That's pretty cool. And then you get the pink here. You can see that there. You can get the yellow eye as well in crystals. The pink is replaced with blue for the shiny, and I think this is probably for the first time ever a completely different back sprite in crystals. Maybe I've just never noticed, but yeah, it's a completely new one. Its mouth is like that. Its nubs are white now. Its little lines are different. Its whole thing is different. Like, that's so interesting. Gen 3 here. So the head's a lot smaller, a lot thinner neck for this back head. It's kind of just sort of brown universally. Sort of more defined spikes on the back. There's more yellow spots, which we kind of got a little bit in crystals. Yeah. Then we got, yeah, the different kind of blue and pink for these. Yep, this is more defined white. Yep. Yeah, and you can see like the blend, like sort of it all just sort of being yellow and brown. The body. Gen 4 introduces the hooves being a different color than this brown part, I guess. They're sort of more blue here, but they're kind of become darker here, kind of black or dark gray. Yeah, you can see the gender differences. Got that, yeah, that's lower part. Platinums are more purple. I kind of see the same in Heart Gold and Soul Silver. That's interesting. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Spikes might be a little bit different. I mean, they're the different direction between the games. That's interesting. Black and Gen 5 introduces the full back sprites. Then we get the models in Gen 6. It's become sort of a darker brown, and a darker yellow, I'd say. Sort of a, I don't know, is it a lighter pink again? Yeah. Darker blue, that's interesting, and just generally darker colors. Sort of, yeah, orangish color, I guess. Yeah, different brown, yeah. Yeah, pretty good translation, I'd say. These don't really change much. The eyes, I think, change a little bit, but overall, pretty much the same. Then we get homes here. We got these. That's pretty good, yeah. It's got all the things. Oh, the ear insides. I guess you don't really see the ears, do you? Well, here, let's see. You kind of get the ear insides in gold and silvers, but then it turns its ears. You can't really see it until we get back to the Gen 5 entries, where it went from black, sort of a black, to the sort of pink, and then blue, and the shiny. That sort of keeps that away again until we get back here to home, so you can see these kind of pink and blue. That's interesting. In animation, you get Girafarig in Pokémon the series, Diamond and Pearl. You got all this. Yep. Pokedex entries in episode 156 in Ash's Pokedex. Girafarig, the long-necked Pokemon. Girafarig has a second head on its tail that bites those who approach it carelessly. In the manga, Girafarig in Pokemon Adventures, with looks like an Elekid and a Spinarak in the background. Okay. Pokedex entries, Pokemon Adventures, Chapter 129. Girafarig has a mini brain in its tail. It can pick scents when you're near, so be careful. Chuyang Yi's translation. In the TCG and the TFG. Trivia, Girafarig's name is a palindrome. Keeping with the theme, its low HP quote in Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon is also a palindrome. Here so long, no loser, eh? Oh, it is! That's so cool! Girafarig's English name was suggested by Jeff Callies, who assisted in the naming of many Gen 2 Pokemon. Concept and development. An early design of Girafarig had a fully sized second head, reflecting its palindromic name, and resembling a push-me-pull-you. This design appeared in the Pokemon Gold and Silver Space World 97 demo. Girafarig was also originally intended to be a dark normal type, and was supposed to have a pre-evolved form, Zoo, which literally meant twins. So we've got a photograph of Girafarig's early design in the Space World 97 demo. Then we've got Girafarig's demo sprite, and Zunizu's demo sprite. It's pretty cool. So you can see it kind of combined the ideas and just took this little tiny head and made it different, of course. Origin. Girafarig appears to be based on the Okapi, also known as the forest giraffe and the giraffe, and may also be based specifically on the Girafocaryx, an extinct genus that resembled both the Okapi and the giraffe. Girafarig's tail may be based on that of the mythological chimera, referencing the chimerical nature of the Chiron, a mythological creature that shares its name with the giraffe. With its abrupt split in color, Girafarig may also represent genetic chimerism. Name origin. Girafarig may be derived from giraffe. The name is a palindrome, which may refer to its two-headed appearance. Kirinriki is a palindrome, which may be derived from Kirin, giraffe. It may also involve Nanriki, telekinesis. In other languages, references, external links. Let's move on. Now let's watch Girafarig's first scene in the anime. Hello and welcome to the anime portion of the video. Today we are watching Pokémon the movie. Spell of the Unknown, Entei. In this film, Ash Ketchum, the main character, is battling a trainer who has sent out, or is about to send out, her Girafarig. And right now it's in the middle of the song, so it might have to be muted. Sorry. Girafarig, he's sending out his Chikorita. And that is Girafarig's first scene in the anime. Let's move on. Now let's see why other people love Girafarig. Now let's look at fan art. Hello and welcome to the fan art section of the video. No set in fan art, so instead we're looking at DeviantArt fan art. For those of you who aren't familiar with the series, what we do is we go through these images until we find an image that doesn't contain a Girafarig. So first we have Girafarig by G-Bug. So this very stylized Girafarig, almost a little bit more maybe American cartoon kind of style. You know, more like realistically, you know, not so much the rounded snout, I guess, and then the sort of more horse legs, I guess. But yeah, very fun image of it sticking its tongue out at the other head, the tail head. Yeah, very fun image. I like the colors and the lighting. Pokémon. Friendship is Pokémon by Zillichu, so a parody of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. Seems to be more or less in that style. So we got the Girafarig here, a Ponyta, a Deerling, and I think the spring form, Keldeo, and Blitzel here. So kind of fun image here of them all running together, I guess. And this one, being impressed by this one, that's fun. Then we got Girafarig by Pokeshop. So this cool Girafarig, sort of interpretation that it's like a snake tail rather than just a goofy little tail. Sort of definitely more realistic style here. Although more horse-like than giraffe-like, I'd say. So that's interesting. Yeah, because the neck is definitely way too short. But yeah, like the mane has been turned into, or like the spikes have been turned into this mane here. It's kind of fun. A very interesting interpretation. This doesn't contain a Girafarig, so we'll move on. Thanks to everyone who submitted fan art. I won't be streaming tonight, as I'll need to wait until I've talked about Miltank to catch a Girafarig. Tomorrow we talk about Pineco. As always, this is my proper outfit. You'll see me tomorrow.